It's verboten.
It's verboten.
Hi, my name is Sean Landry, hopeful executive director of the Ledge Theater. What's the Ledge Theater? Well, the Ledge Theater is a operated and owned African-American hopeful theater in Los Angeles, California. A full theater filled with music and dance and laughter. Our goal with the Ledge is to have some of the best teachers and instructors of color and from everywhere teach at our theater. So if you're interested in making this dream come true for African Americans and people of color and the LGBTQI community to have a space where all of us can perform and play, go to our website at www.theledgetheater.com and hit us up on our Kickstarter.
For some people, flop means failure. Others think it's a reference to Dick Fosbury. For lawyers, the only real flopper is Justice Benjamin Cardozo. Beyond Unreasonable Doubt and Verboten Productions present Laying Down the Law with Billy DeClercq, your host. That's me. Welcome to Laying Down the Law, the internet's most bespoke edutainment legal podcast, where we spin the vinyl of hairy old chestnut legal cases under the disco ball of live comedians jamming on the hot mic who will improvise a completely made-up comedy live in recorded and edited format. So it's not really live. Then we'll remix it all and mash up some serious answers to silly questions. I'd like to introduce my guests today. First, on our show for the first time, but I feel as if we know each other already. He started his legal career as a lawyer, a real lawyer, at a truly ginormous, truly global, real law firm. The same one as your host, in fact, to be precise. But he got serious about comedy and became a stand-up and a professional comedy writer. Now, when he's not busy creating the freshest comedy that you can get, he helps non-recovering lawyers get a fresh start in his profession as a legal recruiter. He's the host of our rival law and comedy podcast, Before We Go Fisticuffs Toe to Toe, called Legally Insane, available everywhere on the internet. And he's here today to bring the law and comedy mixture to a new level. Please welcome, for the first time, Mr. Matt Ritter.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I first of all, I didn't know I had a rival. I think you have to be aware of a rivalry. There could be a rivalry. Secondly, I was kicked out of the legal profession, so that's why I'm committed.
Well, that's awesome. You had to be doing something right to get kicked out. I got to tell you that. I'm working on that same goal myself, to be very, very honest. Next, she's a returning guest host, our most frequent guest host, actually, of them all, I think. And she's actually got the highest, most downloads of any episode that we've put up. So she is bringing the followers to this show. She is an improviser, comic actress, fan of all things Disney. She's the host of the Smash podcast, Super Squirrel Conversations, and the brand new juggernaut Guide for Clueless Rich People. She's a founding member of the amazing internet-based comedy ensemble You're on Mute, performing live on Mondays around 7 p.m., sometimes 7:30, sometimes 8, sometimes not at all. You can't say her name without saying Cat, the inimitable Cathy Eller.
Thank you. And I have two cats, too.
And your cats' names are?
Jafar and Gibbler.
Gibbler, is that a reference to Full House?
Yeah, because he acts like Kimmy Gibbler. Like, he's
annoying.
Neighbor. It's a boy, but
he annoying? Like
Gibbler, yeah.
He's annoying?
Yeah, he is.
That's the main trait I remember about her.
That's annoying. The main thing. She's like sticking her nose in everyone's business, I believe. And yeah. Yeah. This episode of Laying Down the Law is brought to you by the law offices of attorney Steve Gorman, a.k.a. the Law Tiger, appearing live Saturday, July 4th at the Anaheim Convention Center.
Sunday, July 4th.
Independence Day. At the Anaheim Convention Center in Anaheim, California, one deathmatch is taking America by storm! In this corner, Monster Truck, the Arbitrator. And in this corner, retired amateur boxer, attorney Steve Gorman, the Law Tiger! A fight to the death!
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Gorman, the Law Tiger, formerly known as the Law Shark.
Law Shark! Shit! Tiger!
Until I was sued for trademark infringement.
Cease and desist!
If you've been injured in a serious accident, like I have been several times, then you need a real fighter.
El Tigre Legal!
On Saturday, July 4th at the Anaheim Convention Center, I will personally fight a monster truck.
The Arbitrator!
To show you I'm a real fighter.
Man versus machine!
I'm a retired amateur boxer and I'll fight for you. Saturday, July 4th in Anaheim, California at the Anaheim Convention Center.
Anaheim, Anaheim, Anaheim!
You'll see what a real fighter can do. July 4th.
God bless America!
Is that real?
No. So today's case of the week involves an important law school doctrine, assumption of risk. And my guests have assumed a lot of risk by showing up today. It's Murphy against Steeplechase Amusement Company, also known as the Flopper case by Justice Benjamin Cardozo. Do you remember this one, Matt?
I honestly, I sort of remembered it, but then I obviously reread the whole thing.
Oh,
and then
good.
it came back to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm a daredevil and ne'er-do-well.
Perfect. Yeah, this one's a special one for me. This is the one in my torts class. My professor was heavy into the Socratic method, and this is the one where I was on the hot seat.
Oh man.
Do you? So just so you know, Cathy, the Socratic method is law school. Basically a way of terrorizing law school students. And they just say the case of the day is such and such. And then they just call on somebody and just pepper you with questions.
Rapid machine gun fire.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Heavy artillery. And then you just eventually you die and then they move on to the next person.
Oh my gosh. Now, the only thing in film school, when I took film school, they're like, be prepared. You're going to watch this Hitchcock movie for 2 hours and you just watch a movie. That's the only thing they surprise you with. Like, it's gonna be a Spielberg one today, and then
So they never undress you and make you feel like the stupidest person alive.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Law school is like a special kind of torture. By the way, this podcast target audience includes law students. So one of the goals of law school is to take like 300 really, really smart people, and in the course of about a month, convince them that they're the stupidest person that ever walked the face of the earth.
Oh my goodness.
You never really get over it. Because everybody there is really smart, and like everybody there got there by working hard. And you're like, you're walking around, you're like, am I the only person? Like, it's like they should call it like law school featuring imposter syndrome. If you don't have it when you arrive, you will by the time you leave. So Steeplechase Amusement Company was at Coney Island, New York, and they had this feature ride, I guess you could call it, called the Flopper, which Justice Cardozo explains it consists of a moving belt, like a conveyor belt or on a treadmill, that causes passengers to be thrown backwards or aside based upon its jarring movements. And so it runs in this groove, and there's padded walls and padded flooring. There's a big sign over the top that says the Flopper, and people get on it and they basically fall down. The flopping is your body basically being tossed around. So Murphy gets on the belt and he attempted to ride the Flopper along with his wife and some other friends. The belt not surprisingly, suddenly jerked and he fell down. Most of them weren't injured, but Murphy had a fractured kneecap. So he sued Steeplechase Amusement on the ground that the flopper was dangerous to life and limb because of its violent jerking. It stops and starts. And Murphy also alleged the belt was not properly equipped to prevent injury to its riders and was operated at a fast and dangerous speed. He also alleged that the belt did not contain a proper guide rail to prevent the falling down of its riders. So in this case, the court, the original trial court, said that Murphy won. So he got judgment. And Steeplechase Amusement appealed to the kind of the middle level, the Court of Appeals, which also agreed that Murphy was the winner. So he was going to get money for his broken kneecap. And so he appealed to the Court of Appeal in New York, which is the highest court. It's like their Supreme Court. And so I'm going to quote from the case here because I love to read Benjamin Cardozo. He is my absolute favorite. I don't know how you feel about Cardozo, Matt.
I mean, he ranks in the top 100 Supreme Court justices.
Yeah. He just, his writing for me, it's like the legal profession sort of William Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
You read this stuff and it's like just kind of feel uplifted by the law. And so he says, Cardozo, we see no adequate basis for finding that the belt was out of order. It was already in motion when the plaintiff put his foot on it. By the way, so Cardozo reversed. Cardozo says, no, you don't win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So even though Murphy won in the trial and he won his appeal, Cardozo says, no, you don't win. And the reason is that he's explaining here, that's called the reasoning of the case. So that's what kind of why you lose or you win. So he cannot help himself to a verdict in such circumstances with the addition of the facile comment that it threw him with a jerk. One who steps upon a moving belt and finds his heels above his head is in no position to discriminate with nicety between the successive stages of the shock, between the jerk which is a cause and the jerk accompanying the fall as an instantaneous effect. Violenti non fit injuria.
Huh.
That's
what is that?
That's Latin.
Yeah, that's Latin.
I love this one.
Yeah, it's Latin. One who takes such part in a sport accepts the dangers that inhere in it, so far as they are obvious and necessary, just as a fencer accepts the risk of a thrust by his antagonist, or a spectator at a ball game, the chance of contact with the ball. The antics of the clown are not the paces of the cloistered cleric. The rough and boisterous joke, the horseplay of the crowd evokes its own guffaws, but they are not the pleasures of tranquility. The plaintiff was not seeking a retreat for meditation.
He wanted to fall.
That's just great. The plaintiff was not seeking a retreat for meditation. Visitors were tumbling about the belt to the merriment of onlookers when he made his choice to join them. He took the chance of a like fate with whatever damage to his body might ensue from such a fall. The timorous must stay at home.
That means stop being such a wuss.
Basically, he's like, yeah, if you're gonna get on a ride called the Flopper, you're gonna get flopped. That's basically it. Yeah, exactly. Then he says 250,000 visitors went to the Flopper in a year. Some quota of accidents were to be looked in so great a mass. One might as well say that a skating rink should be abandoned because skaters sometimes fall. The holding of the case is the case went to the jury upon the theory that negligence is the claim. They claim for injury, right? That negligence was dependent upon a sharp and sudden jerk. The judgment should be reversed and a new trial granted with costs. So Murphy, you lose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to say that I'm laid off now, but I am a former Disneyland employee. And there's behind the wall, I'm going behind the Mickey wall. There's 4 keys, and our first key is safety. So I wonder if it has anything to do because of that stuff.
Oh, so you're saying Disney actually cares about the safety of the visitors to the Magic Kingdom?
They do. Like there's 4 keys. And one thing is safety, and that's what the one thing you have to look after. And I wonder if like it's because of this.
Sure. Well, I mean, if they put the flopper at Disneyland, how would they make it safe? I wonder.
I feel like you said this was the 1920s?
I don't have the year in here, but it'd be the 1920s, 1930s, something like that.
They didn't care about safety at all. They didn't like the flopper was like, and they probably had something that like electrocuted you. And they said, here's an electrocutor. And the kids.
Yeah, like the flopper, everything at like California Adventure. One of the things that's so interesting about the Disney, a couple of years back, they're like, nobody's going to California Adventure. We need to get more Disney into it. So like if California Adventure would be the one that would have the flopper, I would think, and they would like rename it like I don't know, after somebody in Cars, like Mater's Flip Around or something like that.
Yeah.
Listen, I grew up on Long Island, New York, tri-state area. There were a lot of very dangerous parks.
Really?
Parks. A lot of activity. Action Park. They did that documentary about how many people got killed there.
Oh my gosh.
And I felt like that was part of the fun. It was like, 100 families go in, 99 families come out. Maybe not even 99, 97 families come out.
That's in a good year.
You bring 6 children. You don't really have room for 6 children in your car anyway.
That's insane.
But I will say some of the rides, like you just kind of knew you were going to tear something.
Oh yeah.
So, but I do think, this sort of led to them, regulating these rides and saying, hey, we shouldn't have some of these things, right? Like we shouldn't have skydiving or whatever, but people are always going to want to do things that are risky.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm picturing when you call the flopper, I'm just picturing like a really, really like just a belt. And that's all, like just some rubber belt going around and around.
It's like a boring it almost seems like you go to the airport, you get on the baggage claim thing, and then it just speeds up and you fall.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like, or a treadmill or something.
Yeah. It's a treadmill fail video.
It's just it's a treadmill that just stops and starts really fast.
Yeah.
It wasn't very imaginative as a ride.
Yeah. I was researching to get this case ready, and there's some law review article, which I did not read, that there was some kind of like prejudice that Cardozo just was looking down on Coney Island. And like, if you go into Coney Island, like you deserve to get hurt.
I mean, there's something to be said for that, right? It was like, he was like, look, you go down there with the, with the underclass, he's like, you're going to get hurt. The rabble, they like to get hurt. They like to mix it up.
It was probably like the person in charge was probably like a 8-year-old drifter being like, here you go, man. There you go. Top of the morning. Here you go.
They certainly weren't checking the machine every day.
No.
The amount that you save on safety inspections with the flopper, they're like, they're like, you're a newsie. You sell balloons. You do the dart thing. You operate the flopper.
Yeah.
It's like,
basically the operation of a flopper is you turn it on and then you turn it off when somebody's leg is caught in it.
That's the end for today.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, look, I mean, I do think though, like the whole assumption of risk legal issue, I don't think that just signing a waiver means you shouldn't be allowed to sue a place if there is some sort of faulty operation of it, even if it's a dangerous thing.
Right.
Honestly.
They make you sign waivers like for kids going to a playground nowadays.
Right.
Like, but if like if the thing falls and completely falls, like it's their fault. Like,
Right.
The slide does fall. Hello.
Right. Exactly. Like I think there's a good middle ground, which is like, yes, we want to let these companies operate and have these fun activities and like some sort of element of risk, but at the same time, like if the thing malfunctions, you still got to be able to sue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like every ride should maybe come with an insurance policy, and it should be priced based upon the actual risk involved in force absorption, like a law and economics analysis.
Right.
So you're cause the risk to be internalized. So the price for the flopper, I guess in the 1930s, would have been like $1, because you're ensuring that, out of all these people, somebody's going to get hurt at some point in time. And so it's like, go on the flopper. If you get hurt, don't worry. You'll pay for it. It comes with insurance.
If you go on the finger chopper, you probably have to pay more.
That one's $4.
That's more expensive.
Yeah, for me, the World's Fair, like just hearing stories about the World's Fair seems like the scariest thing in the world. Like to go there and see the first time electricity and to have like an elephant and like that just seems back olden days fun seems scary. So World's Fair, Coney Island, it just seems so scary to me. Like
I read the other day, we live literally in the safest time ever to raise children. Mm-hmm. Like the chance of infant mortality, kids getting hurt, injured, maimed, dying of things is the lowest it's ever been. But people are more hesitant than ever to have children. And so much so that the birth rate dropped during the pandemic significantly. People, wait and want to have kids, but it's never been safer. In the days of the flopper, it was like I remember when in the olden days you would get on like a Ferris wheel or a roller coaster, and like there was no height limit for a kid, so you would just see these kids falling off the Ferris wheel down and dying. You just see them slide off. They would just slide down off the top of the Ferris wheel, and you go, oh yeah, another kid. Yeah, and they're like, well, that's why we have big families.
Yeah. That's right.
It's probability.
Yeah.
Math.
If Murphy lost this, then why? That means that because he lost it, right? He lost
ultimately he lost.
So that means that the amusement park didn't have to suffer through anything. So they didn't even change any of their laws, or like no law was changed from this, like no being more protective.
Well, I mean, within the little world of this case, I mean, it could have been that they stopped running the flopper later, or that the legislature got involved and made safety restrictions. But within the universe of this case is kind of what all we're looking at. By the way, that's why lawyers have some issues, because we like partition things off in our minds. Like we're just looking at this case. We're not looking at, like how that could affect society, because then I get really depressed. but so in the world of this case, Steeplechase Amusement Company, the only thing they paid was their attorneys.
Oh, wow.
Right. They didn't end up having to pay for his broken kneecap. And I got to think, even in the 30s, like, they must have been defending it on principle, because taking a case all the way to the highest court in New York has got to be a lot more expensive than paying for someone's fractured kneecap.
Like this Murphy guy must have been married to a Rockefeller or something, like a Murphy. Like he seems like some Irish dude. Like I wouldn't think that he would have fought it. He would have been like, "Oh, I got a broken kneecap." I don't know why he's English.
There are Murphys in England, sure. Oh, I got a broken kneecap. I came over. I'm 3 degrees removed from the Duchess of Worcestershire, and I got a broken kneecap.
Let me go file this. Like,
I think your accent's a little bit high class, mate. Welcome to Death Park. Welcome to Death Park, guys. Come on in.
Yay.
Oh, honey, I'm so glad we decided to celebrate our anniversary here. It's been 5 years, and we already have 3 children.
Oh,
this is great. I'm so happy for you guys. You have 2 beautiful children.
Oh, yeah, don't look at little Bucky.
Yeah, his face shouldn't be like that.
No, it really shouldn't.
Has he been here before? It looks like he might have been on the face slicer.
Oh, you have the face slicer?
We've got the face slicer. You probably read about it in the paper. Come Come see the face slicer.
Oh my goodness. Honey, we have to do the face slicer first thing.
Oh, we got a lot of. We got the face slicer. We have the wife cleaner.
Wife cleaner? I do most of the cleaning at home. He doesn't even care about cleaning.
Yeah, my wife's not dirty at all.
No.
Well, it's a euphemism. It's wife cleaner. It means your wife comes in.
I sleep with the fishes.
Another euphemism. Look, we have a husband cleaner here too.
Oh,
we don't discriminate.
Well, I think I need to be cleaned.
Yeah, we've got a lot of great family rides for people who are very happy with their marriage.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, that surely is a swell thing.
Your kids too. We have something called Can't Afford 3 Kids. That's a good ride too.
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
It's 3 tubes, and 2 of the tubes go all the way into where you can get
at the alligator pond over at the far end.
Yeah, the alligator pond.
Oh, kids, do you think you want to go on what's it called again? What's that ride called?
It's called 3 Kids Are Too Many.
3 Kids Are Too Many. Hey, kids, do you want to go on 3 Kids Are Too Many?
I don't know. I'm too cool and bossy and really the pain in the neck of the family. Why would you want me to go?
Yeah, Dad. Even though I don't have a face, you guys love me anyway, so I'm so glad to be here.
Well, I do love you, Bucky. But I think maybe you should ride on that ride. Both you, Sherry, and Bucky, I think you really ought to go on that ride.
Yeah, Becky, son, come on. You'll love that ride.
What about me? What about everyone always forgets about me? You guys don't ever let me go on any rides or do anything fun ever.
Well, we generally have a policy at our park that we don't allow stumps.
Oh, that hurts my feelings.
Well, back in the 30s that we're in right now, we are allowed to insult people with all manner of horrible phrases.
And plus, you make a really good coal miner because you're so, you're a stump.
Oh, that's true. I have been working for the family for a very long time since Dad got laid off from the button factory.
Yeah, so we don't need you to ride that ride.
Well, I suggest we don't put Stumpy through the 3's Too Many because I assure you, alligators find stumps to be quite tasty.
I really want to go on that ride, but okay.
We cut to later in the park. Hey, park owner! Thanks again for all your suggestions.
Where is your family?
I got my husband clean, and I got 3 is enough.
Oh well, so it's just you and the little one.
Yeah, it's just me. Gonna have him working in the coal mines.
Yeah,
well,
I'm not gonna miss Dad at all.
Well, I hope you'll recommend us to all of your friends.
Oh, I sure will. All those ladies I have coffee with, some of their husbands are real pain in the you-know-wheres. They'll love this park.
Might I ask you to give a recommendation, sort of a commercial for the park? We like to have satisfied customers to say a few words about what they loved about the park.
I'm Maggie Smith, and I sure do love this park. I started off with a husband that I couldn't stand and 2 kids that were just eating up house and home. But now, because of this park, I'm a happy mother of 1.
I'm Stumpy Smith, and I approve this message.
Well, thank you kindly. And won't you come again if you ever find yourself in need of a freer life, an even freer life, if you catch my drift.
Yes, I catch it.
We cut to a church basement. There's a coffee pot in the corner and women sitting in a circle of folding chairs.
Hello, ladies.
Hello, how are you today?
We had the most. I really wanted to hear about Maggie's recent vacation.
Oh, it was wonderful. I went to a park and now I have no husband and 2 of my children are gone forever.
Oh, I've heard of this park.
Yes, it's so wonderful. I don't have to feed my husband. I don't have to take his unwanted looks and stares.
Oh,
No more.
I know what you mean. Bob was always looking at me too. I'm sorry to bring this up now. It's probably irrelevant and just hurtful that I'm bringing it up. But, Bob used to stare at me very awkwardly.
Yes, the stares of a husband.
Every time didn't even want to come over to your house anymore. The amount that he would just stare at me and
you didn't by any chance get rid of the stumpy one, because I've heard that they're going to start paying disability benefits, if you've heard of such a thing.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of such a thing. In the coal mine? Wow.
Yes.
That's even more money for me.
Yes. There's all these new laws and regulations. Apparently, they're going to be paying all sorts of disability benefits to injured children. But I did hear that they are going to exclude any parks.
Wow, that Franklin Delano Roosevelt sure is changing things around here.
Changing them for the worse, I would say. This is absolutely terrible. Who's going to pay for it?
We're the working class. I think we're fine.
Not me. You see me here with my monocle and my gold-tipped cane, paying for all of you to drink coffee down here. I'm not going to pay for you all to have these disability benefits. No.
This is Rochester. I did not see you.
Well,
you're just lurking in the corner.
You see me now. I was drinking all your free coffee, which I've paid for with my generous contributions to this church.
It'll never make up for all your evil deeds. One of these days, Mr. Roosevelt.
My evil deeds are just using the law to my own benefit.
One of these days, I hope that Roosevelt packs the court. People teach you a lesson.
Yeah, people that care about the middle class, not you pretty rich.
Yeah, the Supreme Court justices.
Ooh.
We cut to the Supreme Court.
Well, boys, what should we do about all of these damn Jews?
Oh, man. They're crowding it. The whole New York City.
Oh, God. All the other.
Bagel? Have you tried a bagel?
Oh, they are delicious. They are delicious. It's troubling. The bagels are so good.
So good.
The legal theories are so good. We may have to let a few on the court after all.
You're quiet there, Benjamin. What do you have to say?
Oh, yes. Well, I'm just going to clean off my yarmulke first.
Oh, are you? I'm sorry.
I'm not offended at all. Please,
it's this is the first time we've added,
so that's what we talk about.
This is the first time we've added you on the Supreme Court. I lose my manners.
It's absolutely fine. I'm used to it at this point in time. Please proceed with your usual Wednesday comments about Jews, and then I believe Thursday is some other ethnicity, and then Friday's women, and then
we should move on to some pressing matters. Have you heard about these dangerous rides? There's these rides at these parks that apparently there's something called the flappy.
Yes, I heard they're adequately getting rid of the lower class.
Oh.
It's so funny. The Rochester family dropped off a suitcase full of money in the front lobby of the Supreme Court the other day. I believe they're the owner of Death Park. I don't know why there's a suitcase full of money in the front lobby of the Supreme Court.
Well, we should enjoy it, shouldn't we?
I mean, we should divvy it up. Should we divvy it up 8 ways? Or 9?
8 or 9.
Oh, there's not 12? What am I thinking of?
Well, let me see how much money.
Well, Roosevelt does want there to be 12, but then the bribery would be split many more ways.
Be more expensive. Let me see. The suitcase has 1,000, $2,000, $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9,000.
That divides up nicely by 9.
Divides evenly by 9. I don't know how you divide that by 12.
No, you wouldn't be able to. It would be
Just some fraction.
So I guess then we should probably decide on the legalities of dangerous park devices then.
Yes, and let me see.
Based purely on the law and not based on the suitcase.
Not
Absolutely.
a suitcase of money.
Yes, the suitcase of money has nothing to do with it.
Right. Let's not have the law in one hand and the suitcase of money in the other. Let's just purely logic and reason.
I mean, have you seen that nice Ford car that's out?
Oh, I have seen it. Oh, it looks
a suitcase of
luxurious.
money would make me have that.
I've heard that it retails for $9.99.
Oh,
My goodness.
that would be perfect for that suitcase full of money. But
Yes, but I mean, let's at least give a think to making our parks a bit safer, shouldn't we?
Yes.
Have a think a minute, just mullet.
Mullet.
Mullet. That's a good fish. Mullet. Mullet
It is.
fish. Good
It's a
fish.
good haircut, too.
Mullet's a good haircut. Yes, it seems to be catching on the lower classes.
Yes. Oh, I think I've got it. So the amusement park is for the lower classes, and we've got more than enough of them anyway.
Right.
More than enough.
More than enough. So I think we use the application of numerology from the case of Smith against Wesson. Smith against Wesson, when it said the one with the greater numbers is the one that may more easily be reduced.
Oh, very good. I second that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that Ford again. I can't wait to show it to the missus. I'm sorry. No, you are. Yes. I think you're quite right. And, look, there's got to be some sort of assumption of risk. When you are poor, you assume all kinds of risks, cholera, plague, syphilis.
We don't want them to be healthy or survive.
No,
They
so
just drag down the wealthy.
Right. What is one more risk to be added to the pile of misfortune?
I'd rather die in an amusement park than in my bed because of cholera.
Case decided.
That settles that.
We cut to a Ford dealership.
Hello, what can I do to get you into that Ford? Wow, is that a robe you're wearing?
Yes, it's a black robe because I am a judge of the High Court.
Are you now? I heard they make very, very little money.
Oh, we do, but a suitcase has fallen upon me. Don't worry about it. And I would like this beautiful black Ford car. It's beautiful.
I'll tell you what, we're having a little problem with let's just say our brakes aren't quite up to snuff. Just every now and then one of them will fail and somebody might get hurt. But I'll give you one where I can assure you the brakes work. And you could pay me the $1,000 or you could pay me $500, but then you could take your robes and you'd go make a decision. There should be a case appearing before you, Ford versus a bunch of dead people.
Oh.
And should you decide on behalf of Ford, I could see 9 robed justices cruising down the 405.
Oyez, oyez, oyez. The Supreme Court of the United States now in session, all matters and people who have business before the Supreme Court come forward. Our first case on the docket today, Ford against a bunch of dead people. You may begin your oral arguments, counselor.
Yes, Your Honor, I've come humbly before you on behalf of thousands of deceased people who simply bought an automobile that was deemed to be safe and literally just were driving straight and literally just tried to press on the brakes to stop. And there were no brakes. This should be an open and shut case, I would think, for all your almighty wisdom to make these monsters pay.
And can I ask you, why are there 9 gentlemen with suitcases behind you?
Yes, I have many questions about this case. Many, many questions. First, what did you have for breakfast?
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry. What is my dietary need?
Well, this is a Socratic method. I see nine suitcases full of money, and I want, I understand that we apply the Socratic method here at the Supreme Court, since I am the Chief Justice.
And I would like to know, how are you feeling today?
This seems very unorthodox to me. I feel well, and I had salmon.
Oh, well, that's good for me.
Excuse me. What is your reference to? Orthodox?
I'm sorry. I look.
And another question. What are those suitcases made out of?
They are made out of leather.
Ooh, very nice.
No, pigskin.
Oh!
I feel that I may have offended you, Justice. Can I back up? Can I start over? Can I get a redo?
You win. I say you win. That's what I say. I say win. We love Ford and your many suitcases with your 9 men and suitcases. I mean, that's just me.
As the attorney for the thousands of dead people, I say this is an outrage.
Oh, you're the dead person guy.
It seems to me that you're ruling based on my colleague showing up with suitcases and seeming to be doing favors for the justices.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Hi, I'm the attorney for Ford. Do I get to speak at some point?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hello. My name is Attorney Joe Suitcase. I'm here on behalf of the Ford Motor Company in this case against a bunch of dead people. And I have, so this case presents a question of what happens when a vehicle overruns several people. And the question that you should ask yourself, justices, is what's in the car? Is it suitcases? Perhaps suitcases full of money? Because if it is full of suitcases full of money, then clearly the people who are run over by the car assumed the risk of being injured by an overloaded car full of suitcases full of money. I rest my case.
Wow. Compelling.
I can see that I will not be receiving a fair hearing today. As on behalf of the thousands of dead people, I say for shame. For shame.
Oh, go cry to your precious president. We're the Supreme Court here, okay?
You know what? I will cry to my president, and I will demand that he puts 4 or 5 more justices that are incorruptible, justices that won't be wooed by suitcases or beautiful Ford. Oh, that is a beautiful car.
It is. It's so nice. And it smells so good.
Would there possibly be a way to fit one more suitcase into this courtroom?
We cut to the Oval Office. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. The fear of success, the fear of progress. Oh, hello, I'm just practicing my speech. Hello, it's my press secretary over there. And who have you brought in with me today? Is that a lawyer?
Yes, a lawyer that feels he was unjustly ruled upon by the Supreme Court.
Oh, please, have a seat.
Yes, President Roosevelt.
As you can see, I'm already seated.
Yes, President Roosevelt.
Too soon?
I would. You know, I will. Should I have been in a wheelchair? Is that the proper protocols to?
Oh no, that'd be mocking. We don't.
That's so insensitive. So insensitive. I'm deeply offended.
No, my apologies. I don't know the protocols. I've never appeared before a president, let alone a disabled one. I did not want to mock you. What I wanted to make.
Keep on pointing it out. Don't keep on.
Oh my!
You're just walking a narrow plank. You've got an audience with the president, and you make disability jokes.
No, I meant to come before you because I have an issue relating to disability. There are all of these. There are millions of people in this country who are working their fingers to the bone, only to have those fingers chopped off at the hands of big corporations like Ford and Death Park. There's a park where they literally shoot people into alligator pits, and they just sign waivers that say, I am now liable if my child goes into an alligator pit. And I say, these justices who are ruling in favor of these corporations, I have seen them with bags of money, and you are an incorruptible president. And I say, we need more justices for more justice.
Well, I think more justices is an excellent idea, but I'm also interested. Do you think the Works Progress Administration might build one of these death parks? You know, we do need to make more jobs during this great depression.
But Mr. President, the death parks, you got polio from the polio shot ride.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. Perhaps maybe we should rebrand them as something other than death parks. We should perhaps call them life parks or jobs parks or some other type of park other than death. What say you, Mr.
Action Park. Action Park, actually. Would be a good name. Adventureland.
Oh, I'm in favor of adventure. Yes.
Farm.
I'm sorry, farm of what?
Knott's Berry Farm.
A farm with berries?
I do believe you'll create a lot of jobs and it'll revive the economy. I do believe that polio land was an ill-fated idea.
It was a bad idea. Yes, it was a bad idea. Yes, polio is overrated.
That was look, that was a mistake. But so yeah, I think we've accomplished a great deal here in my visit.
We cut to the offices of the Works Progress Administration.
Gentlemen?
Yes.
Yes.
Ladies?
Yes.
I see you are the last to sign up for the WPA. Most of the bridge building has been done, and the demolition work has been done. So right now we're moving on to the president's pet agenda. It's a park called Shards of Glass.
Shards of Glass Park.
Yeah. So here are these plastic gloves, and don't die.
Well, this is so exciting. I mean, really exciting. I just immigrated from, my name is Murphy. I just immigrated from England, and I'm very excited to work here at the Works Progress Administration. In Britain, we don't have a jobs guarantee. But here in America, you can walk in the door and next day you're working at Shards of Glass Park. Oh, what a country.
It's the best.
God bless America.
God bless America.
My country. Oh, I see you're waving as though you're in a parade.
No, I just was waving to America.
Oh, yes. Hello, America. Hello, America.
Well, enough of the fraternizing. This glass won't lay itself down into a circle that's impossible to get out of without slicing many of your veins.
Oh.
Well, let's get to it then, shall we?
Spit spot to the new America, where amusement parks are just as good as national parks.
We cut to the front entrance of Shards of Glass Park.
Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Mommy, I don't know if I want to go in there. After working in a coal mine, I'm not so sure I want shards of glass.
Well, honey, FDR.
Oh, FDR. Yes.
You're doing it for America, son.
Oh, America.
This is America's amusement park.
It's the most patriotic thing you can do.
Okay, whatever you say, new dad.
Come on.
New dad is so patriotic. You're taking me on the Shards of Glass slide. The first
yes,
Shards of Glass slide.
Can we do it together, son?
Please don't call me son, new dad. I'll stop calling you new dad and just
call
you Tim.
Steven.
All right, I'll call you Tim.
Okay, Steven.
Okay, Tim, new dad. Tim.
I would have thought by taking you, I thought by taking you to an amusement park, we would get over some of our issues.
Well, you don't stare at all those women like old dad used to,
We cut back to the ladies' luncheon. And that's how I got rid of my other son and my new husband. Thank you, FDR.
Thank you, FDR. What a
Thank you,
president.
FDR.
What a hunk.
The moral of the story is big government spending always takes the cake.
Mhm.
Exactly.
All right. So the third part of laying down the law is laying down the pretense. This is where I interview you, ask you some real questions, and get to know each of you. So my first question is for Matt.
Yes.
This is a two-part question. Is cereal soup and is a hot dog a sandwich? Why or why not?
These are very easy questions. Cereal is not soup because soup is hot. Gazpacho is not soup for the same reason. Soup is not soup if it's cold. Soup is not soup if it's cold. Okay? I just want to be clear about that. A hot dog is a sandwich. I know this is a bit controversial, but I think sandwich to me is anything with a piece of something that is different from the other two things that are above and below it. But that thing above it and below it have to be the same thing.
Well, is then a taco also a sandwich?
Yes. Yes. I believe it's just a translation thing.
Yes. And a chalupa is a club sandwich.
That's yeah, I'm going to stick with that.
Okay. Next question's for Cathy. Cathy, if peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would you call it?
Oh man, that good stuff that's in the Reese's Pieces. Like that's what good stuff. I would call it peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter. Oh my gosh. I would just, like magic gold.
Magic gold?
Yeah, because it's so good.
So it'd be like a magic golden jelly sandwich?
Yeah. It's good stuff, man.
It's sold by leprechauns. So, Matt, what's the secret conspiracy that you would like to start? QAnon is taken, but if you could think of another conspiracy that you could start, what would it be?
That the earth is round.
Oh.
Nobody started that one yet, huh?
Oh, wow. That would change people's perceptions entirely.
Wouldn't that blow their minds?
Completely.
If they found out that the earth is round and it orbits something else.
Yeah, that would be completely mind-blowing. All right, this one's for Cathy. What's the weirdest smell you've ever smelled?
The weirdest smell I've ever smelled was, for some reason, I thought that I could have, speaking of soups, I thought you could have clam chowder later. So I put it in a Tupperware and I forgot, like this was the New England clam chowder, and I forgot about it. And it was like, just bad. Like, I guess it's the clams, and it was just bad after a couple of days. And I think that's the worst smell.
Oh, that sounds really bad.
Yeah.
I would say microwaved salmon.
Ew.
That's the grossest. I one time at my old law firm, I one time brought in leftover salmon, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll heat it up in the microwave. And that is like the biggest office faux pas you can possibly commit is microwaving fish in a common kitchen. And like the entire kitchen was like, you did what? It was like as though I had broken this unwritten rule. I never went in the kitchen again. I was just humiliated. Matt, what mythical creature would improve the world most if it existed?
I like Falcor from The Neverending Story. That guy seemed like he's just a good guy, you know.
I don't remember the Falcor.
Remember him? Like this big white fluffy thing.
Yeah.
Not like a dragon, but like a nice dragon. You know, he was just kind of like your buddy.
Oh yeah,
like a dragon, like not trying to harm anybody. Just like a dragon that's like able to travel with. Like it basically just like another. Basically, I'm just saying a private jet service that's dragon based.
Sort of, yeah. Like it's like it looks and acts like a dog, but it takes you places.
That's what he was. He was a dog that takes you places. He was like, if he had the personality of Clifford, the big red dog, but he was a dragon, so he could take you places.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think you got the correct answer.
Yeah, dragons are good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by the way, these do all have right and wrong answers.
Oh, good.
So far, you've gotten them all right. So that's really good. Cathy, what inanimate object do you most wish you could eliminate from existence?
Inanimate objects.
What inanimate object do you wish you could eliminate from existence altogether?
I would have to say those weird egg-shaped shavers that shave your heels. They're just disgusting.
Ped eggs. Ped eggs.
I would get rid of them.
I'm so sorry you said that was the wrong answer because Ped eggs was going to be my next sponsor of this podcast.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Sorry.
Laying down the law, brought to you by the Ped egg.
But like,
Can I also throw out an answer to that one?
yeah.
Yes.
Because I just was thinking about inanimate objects. I would get rid of metal bed frame corners that break your ankles.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is right.
My scourge. That's a scourge of my life. That's a scourge of my life.
Oh yeah, you mean like the metal, like the thing that sticks out at the end and you're walking around the
Yes.
bed, it just takes you out.
Yeah, that's the scourge of my existence.
Oh God, those are yeah.
I mean, skin, like the sheds of skin is disgusting, but that's more.
Oh yeah, that's like more painful.
Yeah.
So we we have pain and we have disgust.
Yeah.
Two pretty important. That's pretty much what people experience that's what people come to laying down the law for. Pain and disgust. Okay. So I'm going to put you both on the spot and ask you, do you have any joke memorized? Joke, like a joke.
Oh.
Like why did chicken cross the road, get the other side type of joke?
Oh man, I don't.
You know, I've got a few, but I don't know what the PC levels are. You know.
It might not be.
This sounds dangerous. Go ahead.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I just saw on the internet there was I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter today. They did a poll about which animals people thought they could beat up. Did you see that today? There was a thing where it was like,
that.
yeah, it was like, do you think you could take on a dog or an eagle or a goose or whatever? And then it like went all the way up to bear, and there were like some people thought they could
Beat up a
take
bear.
on a bear. Yeah,
Mhm.
You know the old joke of these two hikers are in a really remote area of Yellowstone, and they spot a bear and they start freaking out, and the first hiker bends down and he starts putting on his sneakers, and the second hiker goes, "Are you crazy? You can't outrun a bear." And the first hiker goes, "Nah, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun you."
That's a good joke.
Classic.
That's a good joke. All right. Well, I want to give you both a chance to shamelessly self-promote. Matt, what's coming soon from you?
Well, you know, coming soon, I don't know what's coming soon, but you can watch. I have speaking of jokes, I've got a documentary about the history of dirty jokes. It's called Tasteless. It's out on Amazon. I've got my stand-up album called 40-Year-Old Version. That is also out on, iTunes or Spotify, and you can just follow me on Instagram, Matt Ritter1, and Twitter the same. I'm going to have a bunch of tour dates coming up probably in the fall. So summer, I'm just going to be, relaxing now that we're finally out and about.
Awesome. Cathy, what's coming soon from you?
Well, I got my At Squirrel Convo, which is the Super Squirrel Conversation podcast. So you can listen to that. And you can listen to all 16 episodes of Guide for Clueless Rich People. That's out on wherever you listen to podcasts too. And then, yes, please follow at You're on Mute so you can see when our shows are, our live stream shows. Or maybe it's real life. It might be live.
And before we go, I want to give a shout out to, as a public service announcement, to the National Suicide Prevention Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Suicide's obviously not a funny issue. It's a serious issue. But if you know someone who's thinking about suicide or feels depressed, someone you're worried about, or you yourself want emotional support, the Lifeline Network is always available 24/7, 365, everywhere in the United States. 1-800 800-273-8255. You can talk to someone right now or anytime. The Lifeline is available to everyone. It's free and it's totally confidential. 800-273-8255. 800-273-8255. Laying Down the Law is a product of Beyond Unreasonable Doubt. It's produced by Jeffrey Feitner and Verboten Productions. Our music is Galactic Damages by Jingle Punk. Our cover art is courtesy of The Mighty Q. I want to thank all of our listeners, and if you're enjoying the show, please tell somebody or make us a review, leave a rating, whatever. Help us reach more people. It helps us make better shows. If you want to tweet at me at Max Headroom ESQ with questions, comments, suggestions, show ideas, feedback, whatever. I'm your host, Billy DeClercq, and I'm vaxxed, waxed, and ready to get live on stage again. Thanks to our hosts, Matt Ritter and Cathy Eller, and goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.